Last time we did this, we went. This time, we're gonna go crazy. Stay tuned. It's gonna be a wild one. Let's go.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We are back at it again. Darkness with the Ginger Hue. And like the man says, we went viral. Now we're just going to break the internet. That's it. We had to bring this man back. So we had to do it. We had to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here. They call me Sir Toks, a.k.a. Toks, a.k.a. Tunde, a.k.a. The Beast. And it keeps on going on and on and on and on and on. But that's all right. And of course, I can't do this show. Well, my right man, Slang Hugh. What's going on with you?
I'm here, man. The Mayor of Fair. Here to be a participant in this great moment called communication. Let's get it.
1000%. Of course, our returning special guest, Miss Devon M.D. Jones. Welcome with the new look.
We got something new here.
You gotta keep them guessing, you know. That's right. And of course, again, the reason why we back here, the reason why we went viral is my old time friend, my brother from another mother, Mr. Rasool Akbarali. Chef Russell in the house. What's going on, brother? What's going on?
What's going on, man? What's going on? Like, yo, man. Like, yo, I didn't know it was gonna be like. I was just like I said. If anybody wants to watch, and they should watch the previous one
For sure.
to recollect what's going on. I was just being honest. I was just being honest, talking about my situation and my things, and how the only thing that I wanted to talk about was the youth that are getting married and you know, in these times of the day. And I just wanted to just talk about my experience and whatever and whatnot. And it just went, you know, bringing that all out, it went viral. Like, I was shocked. Tunde was telling me, like, some numbers, like, I was like, oh, 1,000, 2,000. I was like, yeah, okay, that's cool. Then I heard, like, numbers like over 80,000. I was like, get out of here, man. I was like, nah, it can't be like that. And he was like, yeah, man, like, that's what it is. And, you know, I just want to, when the truth is, and if it's the bomb, it's the bomb. And that's what comes out. That's what it is. And I was just trying to, like, bring it out, like, you know, this is the way it is in North America. We're Africans, and this is the way that we were raised, and blah, blah, blah. And that's what it is. And if it came out the way it is, and I'm thankful for you guys and how it came out, and whoever registered and shared it, thank you to you all. I got some other things that I wanted to say, because Slang asked me some questions that I shared on my side and her side, and they were like, you forgot to say this. You didn't mention that, because a lot of the stuff that I was going through, because when you move on, you put it in the vault, right? And that's how you move on. You just put it in the vault. I'm like, okay. And as men, I realized when I rewatched the show, as men, in my opinion, we take the responsibility. Like, we just say, oh, it was us. We're the ones that, you know, that takes it. And then people on my ex and my side were like, but you forgot about this. You forgot about that. And again, we put shit in the vault. We move on. We find another one, and then we just move on. And there was a lot of things that Slang said that was like, you saw signs, right? I was like, yeah, but I was blaming me. I was like, yeah, it's because of my situation. This, da, 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 da. And then when other people were saying to me, but you did you not remember? And I was like, oh my God, you're right. And Bregin, yo, I'm gonna unleash some things that were 100% accurate and things that I didn't realize. And then we can go through that. And then whatever questions you want to ask me, everybody on the panel, we can do that.
Most definitely, most definitely. Much respect for being open and honest, and you know, we're definitely going to bring out the best of you and the situation. But yes, you are probably the most viral guest we've had. As I was telling you before, we had 82,000 views on Instagram with 3,000 likes. It was just going on, and it's still going on and on and on. I'm like, yeah,
Congrats,
people
guys.
still
Congrats.
still going crazy about that.
Thank
And
you.
they were shocked.
82,000?
Yeah.
82,000 today?
Yeah.
And going.
Yeah, and still going. Like I said, I mean, when we did the show right after you, we were talking about it, and it was at 42. And then 2 weeks later, it was at 62. And I told Slang the last show, I said, "Oh, it's at 82,000 right now." So it's still climbing. So you've hit a nerve, or you've opened up a wound for some people to talk about it, and they are, I guess they're wanting more. So I'm saying, you know what? Let's talk about it. And we were going to definitely ask you to come back for a second one until you told me, hey, I've got more info. So I'm like, okay, that's perfect. Let's talk about it, because again, your situation, and I know Ms. Devon has seen the show, correct? All right. So
Okay. You watched the okay.
well, most definitely, she's a friend of the show. She's pretty much, you know, the third producer of the show right now. See,
Okay.
what she is. She has stakes.
Okay. No, when I'm gonna state some things, I just want to make sure that she's gonna be like, okay.
We've been talking about
Just so
this.
you know, she's still here. So let's not talk about me like I'm not here. But
No, I'm saying
right,
like when
there.
I was on the show, I mean, it was just us. Yeah.
All right. Well, again, let's first of all, let's ask, you know, what has everybody done to better themselves today? Let's start on a nice positive thing right now. Miss Devon, you start. And we're not going to talk about the hair, because that looks fire. Not gonna lie, it looks fire. But
the hair.
no, no, I knew you were going to go to it.
I do, because that is part of my bettering myself.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm trying to make it hard for her. That's
I'm
beautiful.
not good with rules.
I saw the picture. I'm like,
I'm not good with rules. First and foremost.
You're right. Go on. My apologies. Damn patriarchy.
Yeah, let's talk about the hair, because actually, like, it literally took a whole week for it to get it to where I wanted it to be, and it was all about trusting the process, right? When I decided to do something, it's all about the follow through. Like, I was like upset for like the first 2 days. I was like, ah! I was like screaming for like the first week, but like, and I had to go out in public when it was looking crazy. It was yellow, it was orange. And then I was like, okay, but you can't when you're bleaching your hair, you can't literally, it takes days, right? Because if you do too much all at once, it's going to strip my hair is going to fall out, all of this. So I had to do it over days. And there was times where I was like, oh my God, should I just dye it black? So I'm going to say how I got better is I was patient, and I trusted the process, and I was like, it's going to be better. And with the help of Slang, who was like, you know what? It's not permanent. And he's like, he literally said that to me, even when I was like, my hair is yellow. I look crazy. I look like a clown. Like, you know, and then this morning I did the toner, I did the research, and I trusted the process, and it's doing what I wanted it to do. This was what I wanted it to do, but it took a whole week to get here, and I had to look crazy for like 5 days before I did.
And again, I mean,
hair lessons for life,
right?
It's
a life lesson.
When I saw, I was like, this picture looked fire. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to hit on your girl, but she looked great with the hair. I'm like, wow. I'm just saying. I'm in Winnipeg. You can't do shit about me, brother. Huh? What you gonna do about that, homie? You gonna fly out here? Come on, we know how much it costs.
I got people.
We know how much it costs.
See, look behind you.
Knocking the door. Her brother.
Look behind
her brother's right
you.
here.
I know my brother comes out of nowhere.
You know, I was taken back because I'm like, wow, okay, you know, because I think we talked about natural hair and whatnot and all that, and how, you know, we've had off air conversations about women's hair and so forth. I'm like, man, but I mean, like I said, I saw it. I'm like, very impressive, very nice, very nice. So again, kudos to you for doing that. You know, Slang, what about you? What you do to better yourself today?
I started packing for a trip we have to DR in a couple weeks. So I got in front of the 8 ball because, you know, normally it's like last couple days,
last minute.
This exact motion, throwing it in the bag.
Yep.
So this time I also because like I'm in between, so some of my stuff is at her place, some of my stuff is here still. So I had to carry a suitcase, go get some stuff, put them in, carry it back, get some stuff put in. So at least I started. Still got 10 days left to go, something like that. But yeah, that's what I did to better myself. No,
okay,
12.
okay.
12 days.
What about you, Russ? What you do to better yourself today?
Nothing, bro. I wish I can. I'm living through you guys, man. Yeah. I've been just gearing up for us hooking up. You know, I've done all my travels and, you know, everything that I wish that I can, you know, I've done everything that I could go around the world. Sorry, I have nothing in comparison to you guys at all. Yeah, but I mean, I lived all through everything that you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes
the past.
Sometimes doing nothing is good enough for yourself to kind of.
Well, recharge. I mean, like at the gym, but I mean, like
that's
swimming, the gym and the swim.
Something.
That's
hey,
it.
That's something. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, I mean, no, but I'm saying it's nothing like, you know, I can pack my suitcase and be like, yeah, I'm going here and there.
Usually, I say the gym. I mean, and I was gonna say the gym this time.
Exactly.
I just decided to change it up.
And again,
yeah, no, it's at the gym and the swimming pool. So
nice.
Yeah. And sometimes, again, it could be just, you know, I slept in today, or
there you go.
I didn't sleep in today. Things like that. So it could be anything. With me though, I actually instilled confidence in the staff I manage.
That's dope.
Because of the transition of me being there, you know, when people see someone new, they think there's a whole bunch of changes and, you know, they're scared to do this and they're walking on. I gave everyone that reassurance that, hey, you know what? I've got your back. You just do what you need to be done, and I will definitely go to bat for you all the time. So they felt like, okay. But at the same time, you got to keep your eye on people that kind of take your kindness for granted, type of that. So so they're at ease right now, and everybody has done great work for me so far. So I'm very, very happy about that, and I'll continue to do what I can to keep them working at the level I want them to. But yeah,
awesome. That's awesome.
That's really
changes is good.
That's
changes
awesome.
is good.
That's awesome.
Sure.
That's amazing.
Sure.
That's good. That's good.
All right, let's get to the juicy stuff. First question, Mr. Rasool. Did your ex see the show?
I don't know. I can't. I don't know.
No,
I don't know. Now, again, I sent it to her daughter.
Interesting.
I sent it specifically to her daughter late. It's like when you guys sent it to me, she wasn't my first choice. You get me?
Okay.
She was my later choice. Now, again, I'm talking about her mom, right? I did send it to my daughter later. Like, she was like the last person I sent it. No, maybe not. It was probably her sister I sent it to the latest. Okay. There were other people in her family that I have always had a good relationship with. And they gave me feedback.
Okay.
And I also sent it specifically to people in my family to say, you know, I know you don't. So you have to understand something about our separation. Again, I would tell people how this is going to reflect. They should look back to our first episode, our podcast together, to bring the bridge of how this is going to understand for them. There was a lot of information that I never broke out. Like, again, remember I was saying, like, she left me like it was like we were she left me like it was like quitting a job. Thank you for remembering that. Remember, she was like quitting a job. And a lot of people, like, because the way she did it and she just left, they just knew that, oh, they're not together anymore. But they didn't know the context. They didn't know what happened. And a lot of them were hearing it for the first time. And a lot of people on her side of the family that I sent it to, and again, I might send it to one cousin, they shared it among their family. And then I got text messages saying, hey, we didn't know that. So, and they were apologizing to me. And then there were people on her side that said, hey, why didn't you mention this? And then there were people on my side saying, why didn't you mention that in the podcast? And like I said, for me, and the whole thing, the whole show was like, as men, we tend to take responsibility. And then when Slang asked me a few questions in that show, where people were replying back to me saying, because Slang said to me, weren't there signs? And I was like, yeah, there were signs. I was working like crazy. Meaning, like, when she was working during the day, I was off and I was working the evenings, and then all the weddings and the catering gigs and all that stuff on the weekends, we never saw each other. So our problem was schedules, meaning, like, when she was working during the day, I was home. But when she would come home in the evening, that's when I was doing my evening classes Monday to Friday. And the weekends I wasn't home. So when Slang said to me, so why did she do this? And I was like, my answer was, I wasn't home. I don't know if Slang remembers that. Meaning, like, I was blaming myself, saying, pardon? No, but I was blaming myself.
Okay.
I was blaming myself, like, well, yeah, that's why she did that. But then when other people were saying, well, she was doing this and that, and when I say both sides, like her side of the family and my side of the family, after watching the podcast, they were like, but why didn't you say this, this, and this? You knew that shit was happening. But the thing is, like, again, as a man, when she separated, going through the divorce, as a man, we put that shit, like, it's just what men do. We take responsibility, and then we put everything else in the vault. We close it, and then we move on. Right? Okay. I met an amazing person, and I was like, okay, and that's it. I moved on, and I forgot, like I just chose to forget about it. But then when people saw the show that we did, they were like, there was this, and this. And I was like, shit, you're right. So if you want me to talk about it, I will. Because I haven't spoke about it publicly ever. I mean, like, even last time, I never spoke about it publicly ever. And then I was just laying out the truth. And they were like, yeah, but you can't blame yourself for these things that happen. And I was like, they made me open the vault. And then I was like, you know what? now that we're doing this time, I don't give a fuck. I'll talk about it because this is a woman that was cheating on me for 6 years in a 15-year relationship. So you know what? I don't mind bringing it up.
Okay,
Are you guys okay with that?
I have a question before you go there. Just to backtrack, why did you, two-part question, why did you hesitate to send it to your daughter? And then why did you ultimately decide to send it to her?
It's her mother at the end of the day. Okay. It's her mother at the end of the day. Now let me tell you this. I'm going to be honest. Her daughter, when her mother and me separated, was January. My birthday was June, which was 6 months later, right after we separated. Now, we would talk on the phone, like, a little bit here and there, like, or text messages, but we never saw each other for the first time after 6 months. We never saw each other until my birthday, which was 6 months later. And when I met her, I actually helped her get her G2 when we were together. I helped her get her G2. And she wanted to show me that she can drive her dad's car to pick me up from my condo and take me out for lunch on my birthday 6 months after her mother left me. And when we got to the restaurant, the first thing she said to me was, I stopped going to my mom. So 6 months prior, she was going to her mom's. She was coming to us every other weekend. That was the court. You know what I'm talking about? Like every other weekend, right? When we separated, and then her mom moved into a basement and was with this other guy, she just basically told me months prior to that, she didn't feel comfortable going to her mom's basement, that she was with this other guy. I didn't know that. So when I met her 6 months later, she told me months before, she told her mom, I don't feel comfortable coming here anymore on living in your basement and sleeping on the couch or the floor. She was with us in the penthouse in our condo, and just told her mom, I'm not coming here anymore. I want to focus in school. She was at UFT. Okay? I didn't know that. And she told me that 6 months later. Okay? It got worse. And again, anybody that watches our previous story will know when I talk about my ex-wife, my daughter, stepdaughter, but I consider my daughter for 15 years, told me I just couldn't do it, Poppy. She's like, I couldn't do it. And I would always tell her, Athena, she's your mother. She's your mother. She's like, yeah, Poppy, you can tell me she's my mother, but I can't live with her on the weekend without you. So when she used to be with us, she at least had me. But with her mother alone, she's like, I can't do it. You follow? And then she told her mom, if you want to see me, I don't mind going to watch a movie with you. If you want to go out for dinner, okay, but I'm not staying with you anymore. I'm not going to go spend, live. It didn't matter if her mother lived in a basement or whatever. It was just a situation. But she just said, I can't be with you the entire weekend without me.
Okay. So in terms of the sending her the show that what was your reasoning to send her the show?
Then I said, you know what? You should watch this. I sent this, you know what? I sent this to her like less than 2 weeks ago, maybe 10 days ago. I said, Athena, I want you to see this. This is my perspective, and you can vouch for it if you want. You should watch this because there's information here that you don't know that we kept it away from you, but this is what it is. Now, she came to my home. The last time she came here was Christmas. Like around, I don't know if it was Christmas Day or Boxing Day. Whatever, it didn't matter. She came around Christmas. And when she came, I had like my immediate family here. And my mother asked her genuinely, because my mother had a really good relationship with my ex-wife. Like genuine. She treated her like her own daughter. And my mother asked her, how's your mom? Like, how's she doing? And my stepdaughter, Athena, said, I don't know, mommy, Nani. Nani means like grandmother in Creole. She goes, Nani, I don't know, Nani. I don't talk to her. And then my mother said, what do you mean you don't talk? That's your mom. She goes, no, Nani, I kicked her out of my car last time I saw her. And so I'm here where you see me, but you don't see where my kitchen is. And my ear rose up and I was like, Athena, what do you mean you kicked your mom? And I'm looking at the kitchen. I'm like, Athena, what'd you say? She goes, no, I kicked her out of my car. I go, Athena, you kicked your mom out of the car? She goes, yeah. And everybody that was here froze. And we were like, Athena, how can you do that to your mother? She goes, she was, again, for anybody who wants to understand my ex-wife, watch the previous episode of this, the podcast that we did prior, and you'll understand. She was a very combative person. She was a very and she just said, we went to, I don't know if it was Bruno's Mars. I don't know what concert they went to go watch downtown. And driving back from ACC to Scarborough, her mother was pissing her off so much that she just pulled the car over and said, get the fuck out of my car. And I said, Athena, that's your... I'm just replying. I was like, Athena, she's telling us the story. She goes, no, Poppy, you don't understand. I know what you went through with her when you would probably do that. But I was like, Athena, I never threw your mother out of the car. What the fuck's wrong with you? She goes, no. She drove me so crazy that I had to pull over. And I'm like, you pulled over where? She goes, you know what? I saw Warden Station. Like I was near the subway and I just pulled over and told her to get the fuck out. Because I was going to crash the car if she was going to continue with me in the car.
Okay. Oh, that's
and I said, Athena, that's your mom. She goes, I don't care. She goes, I don't care. I was like, Athena, that's your mother. And my mom is saying, Athena, you can't do that to your mom. She goes, and she's telling like basically her grandmother, like my mom, like, Nani, you don't understand. Like I was gonna crash the car if she didn't get out of the car.
Okay.
How old is she?
Here's my question.
She's 25.
25 now. Okay. Here's my difficult question for the whole situation. Because you said, it was in the past and whatnot, and you put it in the vault and whatnot. And then earlier in the episode, you said, you know what, you as men, we take responsibility. My question is, what do you think, what responsibility in this breakup are you taking for this situation to be the way it is? What are you saying that you did wrong?
Yeah.
Because again, it's two sides. We're only hearing one side. So as much as you are painting this picture and she's an evil person or whatever the case may be.
No, I'm not saying she's evil. I'm not saying I was perfect either.
No, I'm asking.
I'm not saying she was evil. I'm just telling you a story of her own daughter
again, based
doesn't want to
on,
deal
no,
with
hold
her.
on, but based on what you've said in the past, she was vindictive and just horrible. So now I'm just going based on what you've said in the past. I'm asking you, what do you think, or what responsibility in this breakup are you taking
I like
and
to
telling
change
us?
that
What did
word
you do?
responsibility. I think the word should be accountability.
Sorry, you're right. What are you accountable for
What
the
are you
breakup?
accountable for? Because
Yes,
responsibility, I don't think it actually falls on either one of you or both of you.
you're right. You're right. It's the wrong
It's,
word.
the
My apologies.
accountability is
What
what
are you accountable?
you're responsible.
No, there's multiple things. There's actually things that I realized when I did this with you guys the first time. Okay, and again, she was not. I was married with her for a long time. She was not an evil person, but there were situations where I realized that. So there's a few. Let me tell you. I'm going to tell you two things. I couldn't satisfy her, and there was another thing that we never got pregnant. Let me talk about the part that we couldn't get pregnant. Okay. So you have to understand something. She's in her 50s. She's in her 50s right now. She's like 5, 6, she's like 5 years, she's older than me. Okay. And we were together, dating since we were like 22. When I was 22, she was like 27.
Yeah.
Okay. We dated for like a couple of years before we got married. So when she got into her 40s, she said to me, "We never had children. What's going on? We need there's like those places that you can help you get pregnant, like there's those clinics,
Fertile clinics, yeah, fertility clinics,
yeah, whatever they call it, right?" So we ended up joining one, and whatever they ask you, and all this stuff, whatever, blah blah blah. And so let me explain something. We separated when I was 38, and she's older than me. So when I was 36 is when she's like, "We need to get pregnant. You need to let your viewers understand that, remember, she was cheating on me for 6 years prior to our divorce."
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So when she left, I was 38 when she left. But she was with that man for, I don't know, maybe 5 years prior. Something like that. Because remember, I was telling you, like, her sister-in-law,
yeah, told you.
Maria, remember, she said that she told her that she was going to leave me 5 years prior, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So when I was 36, she was trying to do everything for me to get her pregnant, but she was still with that other guy. So we went to those clinics. And when we went to those clinics, they're like, "All right," they gave me that jar. You know that jar, whatever fucking jar you piss and whatever. They're like, "All right, go here, do your business, make love to your right hand, left hand." No, that's what it was. That's what it was. Straight up. I went to those. I've been there. And they're like, "This is what you got to do. This is what you got to do. And then we'll take that, examine it, blah, blah, blah." So I went to the room, took the jar, and something told me not to do it.
Something told you not
I
to do
don't
it?
know how to explain this, guys. We were so happy, and I was like, I'll finally have. I was like in my 30s. I was like, you know what? I never had a child. I never had I still till now. I was like, all right, this is what we have to do for us to have a child to bear my name. And we were so happy. But when I went in the room, something, I don't know how to explain it, told me not to do it. And I was in that room for like 30 minutes, back and forth. Point is, I couldn't do it. When I got out of the room, as I'm walking back to the clinic, she was not in the waiting room. She was in the hallway of the clinic. And she had the biggest smile that I've never seen since the day we got married. She was so happy. And then when I got close to her, I said, I couldn't do it. And that smile, it didn't turn around to a frown. I went back in the clinic. I went to the lady and she goes, oh, what happened? I said, I can't do it. She's like, okay, no problem. You can do it at home and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no. I just gave it back to her and I walked away. The drive home was like the most betrayal thing I've ever did to this woman. The fight, the yelling and the screaming and like, you couldn't do it. You couldn't do this. This is what we're supposed to have a child together. Blah, blah. Mind you, she's with this other man.
I did the math.
Mind you, she's with this other man. And bro, all I realized when I was looking at her was the same way she was looking at me of her previous baby daddy, where she was seeing dollar signs. Now, mind you, she's 5 years older than me. If I had gotten her pregnant at that time, she was going to look at me as a paycheck until she's 60-something years old, because I would have got her pregnant and she would have used that as an excuse to say, you know what, we're done. Now, mind you, she left me a couple years later for this man. And this man, I don't know if he knew. I don't know if she even cared at that time if she was going to leave him and say, he got me pregnant and now I'm going to get a paycheck for the next 20 years. 18 years is nothing. If the kid's still in university or college, they're still getting it until they're 25. When we were in the car and she was like, I was like, I couldn't believe how, I was like, you want me to go jerk off in a room? And like, what? I was like, I couldn't do it. And she was like, why can't you do it? You can jerk off anywhere. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? I was like, holy fuck, what the fuck's wrong with you, man? There's nothing. It's just like a fucking room. It's like, there's no porn. There's nothing. I don't know how they do in the States. The point was, she was so disappointed, and the guilt that she gave me in the car going home. Oh my God. And I realized, man, when you were pregnant when you had your child with the first, like the baby daddy, when I met you, there was one time we met at a parking lot and he came and met her and took his daughter with him and he gave her the check. I don't know how much the check was. We were dating. And then when she came to the car, because I don't want to go see him. I don't want to talk to him. I was sitting in the car. And she goes to me, this guy's name's Duncan. And she came to the car. She goes, you want to go to the Keg or Red Lobster? The man's check. And I was like, we can go wherever you want, but I'm paying. I'm not going to let this man's check determine or pay for wherever we're going. That's when I realized that shit. This is like 2002. You're just like, what the fuck? Like, that's supposed to be for your daughter, like whatever. That's when I realized the whole fucking thing of like child support is bullshit, because she said to me straight up, do you want to go to the Keg or do you want to go to Red Lobster? And I said, we can go to either, but I'm paying.
All right. So let me stop you right there. So that's a sign that you kind of that Slang was talking about in terms of
Yeah.
what you saw. So
Yeah, 100%. 100%, guys. 100%. Yeah, Russell, yeah, did you see signs?
okay,
But
but my question is, after you heard that, what did you think? Well, like, you still continue this relationship, but you just
I
saw.
did. Guys, I'm
You
guilty.
tell
I'm
yourself
100% guilty.
when you're in love, you tell yourself a lot of these so-called red flags aren't as red as they appear. They become pink
No,
flags
because
and
women they
fuchsia
come through
flags
with
and
different angles. They come with different ways and this and that. I was just no. You know, I'm just kidding with you. And I was just like, yo, that's supposed to be for your daughter. You know, I was like, that's supposed to be for your daughter. And then again, yo, but there's more, man. There's more fucking crazy shit.
All
Okay,
right.
let me tell you. Let me tell you another one. Let me tell you another one.
I would like to hear Devon's side of things. I mean, based on what you've heard and what you've heard prior, I mean, you have any questions for the man of the hour?
Have any questions? Actually, I do have a question. What have you learned
I can't trust women.
damn.
because of one woman?
Now hold on.
No, I
Wait.
can't. No,
But
Mm.
here's okay. So the reason why at first I kind of was like, I don't have any questions because my initial thing is we all make choices and we all make mistakes in life, right? Sometimes our choices are not right, right? So what are you taking in terms of learning from this experience so you don't make that same mistake before? So there are things in life, right? Like I'm trying to think of an example. So for an example, you are driving. Let's go really just keep it simple, right? You are
I'm driving.
Yeah, you're driving,
Okay.
right? You're driving on the highway and you don't take an exit. You keep going instead of taking an exit, right? And that exit, you don't take that exit and then you get stuck in traffic. You get stuck in traffic for 2 hours because you didn't take that exit, right? Do you never drive again because of that? Because you made a choice not to take that exit, you made a choice to keep going straight.
The deepness of that question is solid right there.
I still don't understand the question. I made a choice to exit and then I got stuck in traffic.
Well, you made a
and
choice.
Therefore I'm stuck in the traffic.
Yeah, so
So
you
we're
made
stuck
a
in traffic.
choice. You made a choice. So in this metaphor, the wife that you chose is the exit, is going straight instead of taking the exit.
Is the highway.
Yeah.
Right? You chose that relationship to go straight instead of taking an exit.
Yeah.
Right? So the exit instead of leaving that relationship when you were like, oh, she seems to be really about this money. Right? She seems to be like, okay, she came in with the daughter and she's not even giving her daughter this money. She's taking the money that's supposed to be for her daughter and she's trying to take you to Red Lobster. Right? Instead, so it was a mistake. Like, right? Can we all agree that marrying her was a mistake for you? Can we all agree with that?
100%. Yeah. I mean, we've already established that he said he made a mistake.
So it's tough for me. But go ahead. I understand.
Well, I agree with you. I see what you're saying because everything. I'm a big believer that everything happens for a reason. Exactly. We take paths, we take things, but if we don't take the lessons from them, then we do ourselves a disservice. And we focus on the fact that we made a mistake and we don't focus on the fact of the lesson of it. Right? I've had men do horrible things to me. I've been assaulted by men. I've been doing things. Guess what? I still date men. I still date men. I don't hate men because I've literally been assaulted 4 different times from 4 different men. I don't hate men because of those 4 men.
And not to jump in, but I'm going to jump in. The fact that is I don't think Russell's statement is really true. Because if it was true, he would not be with the woman he's with right now. So when he says that, it's more so built-in anger, disappointment, and frustration. So I truly don't think that's what. Yeah, he's protecting himself. Yeah. So, but at the same time, he did learn the lesson,
understandably,
because he went and found someone else that was perfect for him at this point. So I don't believe him saying that him not trusting women is the right. I don't believe. I'm not trying to say that your answer is not right, but I'm saying I think you're off at saying that, because if that's the case, you would not be with the person you're with right now, because you were praising this woman that you're with right now a lot. You said this is the best person you've ever met and so forth. So when you say that you don't trust women, I say hogwash, because you trusted this woman that you're with right now. Right. So again,
but I also said my girl's alien. I also said my girl.
So she's not a woman. Different. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I also said no. So what I'm saying is no. She comes from a different culture, upbringing that we do not have here in North America. 1,000%.
Hold on. I'm going to pause you right now. Because
we have everything in. We have literally.
Hold on now.
No. You don't have. We don't have this.
Let Toks ask the question. Toks, go ahead.
You don't have.
Toks, go ahead.
We don't have the question. Hold on.
We don't have. And I can prove it.
Stop.
And I can prove it. I can prove it. I can prove it.
Toks, ask the question.
Here's the question. I'm going to ask you a question. What is the background of your ex-wife?
Filipino.
Okay. Now, what is the background of your current lady?
Filipino.
So tell me how she is.
That wasn't even the question I was going to ask. That was better than what I was going to ask.
Than the one you had before. Now, again, she could be a different upbringing.
Yes. Okay, give me.
Hold on. Let me land with this. Okay. I'm like, okay. So you're saying she's a different person? Yes, but she's still coming. She's still cut from the same cloth that you already.
So let me talk.
Go ahead.
My ex-wife was born here.
That is different. Okay, fair enough.
And raised.
Okay.
School system. Mm-hmm. Everything. Canadian. She's actually Canadian. She was born here and raised here. My woman is from the Philippines, and she's been here like maybe let's give her 10 years.
Okay. Valid.
Both from the roots should have had the same upbringing in a way, but not, because one went through one school system in the childhood of a different way of coming through Canada. And another one came from a third world country where it's like they teach them how to fucking treat their man, bro.
Okay. Stop. Hold on.
No. Because you meet any Filipino.
You're contradicting. You're contradicting everything that we stand by right now. Where are you right now? In Canada. I've known you for 40 plus years.
My whole life.
Hold on. That means
my whole life.
You have been in Canada for 40 plus years.
Right.
You would rather trust or put all this effort in someone who's been here for 5 years, 10 years, than a person who knows the system, has lived this so-called culture for all their life. What's the difference?
Well, that's a great question. That's a great question, because I was married to both. Right. So I got to see where, someone that was born and raised here, but like, hey, I was born and raised here myself. Mm-hmm. And, it's the upbringing of both different cultures. My parents, coming from Africa, taught me the way that they were raised and raised us from what they knew. And her parents, being Filipino, from the Philippines, she was born here, raised her as what they knew. Now, the difference is is huge. Like, when you meet, it doesn't matter Mauritian or African or Asian or Filipino, is that if you met someone that's new to Canada in a job, like, someone tells you straight up, I'm from whatever country I'm from, you will see how they're going to adjust and say, well, in our country, this is how we address our parents. This is how we talk to, these are your parents. I'm coming to your house for the first time. This is how, as soon as before we walk in the house, we take our shoes off. It's a question of like how people are raised in different cultures. It doesn't matter that you were both born and raised here, but at the same time, it just shows you how much the parents enforce their culture from back home on the kids that were born and raised here. And my parents really did that. Where I saw with my ex-wife, they didn't give a fuck.
Okay.
They didn't give a fuck compared to the woman that I have now. Because if I was to judge my ex-wife with all Filipinos, I would be like, I would have lost the game, because the woman that, like I said, and please, everybody, watch the last episode that we did together. The woman that I have today, I don't have the words to explain. She is just superhuman, super Wonder Woman. She is an amazing person. Okay, so I mean, like what you're trying to tell me how to compare, it doesn't, because even me being born and raised here doesn't compare.
Okay, only because again, I'm gonna do a part two. I'll use myself. I was not born here. However, like you said, the upbringing made me who I am, right? And I have a strict family, strict African family, right?
Yeah, I know that.
But at the same time, what I absorbed helped define who I am. So your upbringing can only give you so much, right? It gives you the foundation of how you should be, how they were raised. Because again, how we do things now, and we were raised in the 70s, 80s, early 90s. That's when you got the most of your groundwork, and then you were off to be who you are. So you use what was taught to you to be who you are. So all I'm saying is, I can't depend on someone's upbringing. Okay,
That's exactly what I depend on.
Not all of it. Not all of it, though.
No,
yeah.
I
don't know.
Like, what I always say, your upbringing is your upbringing. You choose in spite of it or because of it. Is
okay, you're right.
But
okay, I guess you're right.
Part of your foundation either way. So that's why I say that's pretty much all I depend on. To your point, me and Devon are from Caribbean families, but
right,
our upbringing is similar and different in many ways. So I don't think it's a, even though I do agree with Rasool in that women raised in other countries are different than women raised in North America, generally speaking. But I can also say that no offense to my Filipinos brethren, there is a stigma that Filipino women in general are after money. Money is a very important thing to them in relationships. In general, that's something even my mother, who's worked with a lot of Filipino women in her time, has told me and warned me about. Generally speaking, that's what Filipino women are like, no matter where they're from. And that's a cultural thing. And all of our cultures have certain things that are either stereotypes, but stereotypes can be real, right? Or they're actualities. Having said that, I think it's interesting that your ex-wife taught you not to trust women, but you trusted another Filipino woman. Like me, I probably would never date a Filipino woman again if I felt.
Everybody told me not. Everybody told me don't do that again. Everybody told me that. Everybody.
So how come? Why?
Everybody was like, "Yo."
So the question is why?
I hope you're not getting another. I hope they were all like, "Yo, I hope you're not getting another one. I hope you're not getting another one."
But the question is why?
But so let me tell you guys some things about going back with my ex though. Like that was crazy. That I think I should tell you, because like going back to what Slang was saying to me on the last episode, anyone can check, is that the signs and things about that. And there's actually an important one that I want to tell. There's actually two things I want to tell you about that. When we were dating, she asked me to do something to her, which her previous, like her baby father, introduced something to her. And she fell in love with that. And then I don't know how many people she dated after me. I have no clue. And then when she met me, she asked me to do it. And when she asked me this, bro, and I've known Tunde my whole life, and we've been in so many different, like, what do you call it? Change rooms. Like we've been in so many change rooms, like what do you call it? Like change rooms and like gym rooms and like boy talk rooms.
Yeah.
I've never heard a guy, and Tuna can vouch for that. I think he can. And that we know each other. I've never heard a man, like we were kids, ever say, "Yo, I can't wait to do that to this girl." I never heard a guy in my lifetime with Tunde say, "Bro, yo, if you saw her eyebrows," or "Bro, you should have saw the nails I saw on this girl yesterday," or I never heard a man even say, her hair. Oh, man, if you saw her hair, bro, oh my God. She asked me to do something to her. And this is why I'm telling you when I said I couldn't satisfy her. She had an itch that I couldn't satisfy for 15 years. And she asked me this while we were dating, but my reply was so like, I went off for 5 minutes. And I was like, what the fuck did you say?
What did she say, Rasool?
I was like, animals.
What is this something?
What did she ask? What did she ask?
My answer was, animals don't do that to each other.
What did she ask?
This fucking bitch, like, bro, she fucking said something to me like again, me and you, Tunde, would be in the change room like back in the days. And we'd be like, checking out, how we do. Like we're men. Or whatever. We were high school kids. I would never say this to you in my fucking life because you would know, yo, I don't know about, fuck, Rasool, I don't know. You would have went behind me like, yo, I don't know. Rasool said that. She asked me something that was so crazy that I went off for like 5 minutes. And I just fucking blew up at her. I was like, what the fuck did you just say to me? And she said to me, my ex, like her baby father, Athena's father, his name's Duncan, introduced this to me. No, I didn't say his last name. It was an Indian guy, too, on top of that. He introduced it. She told me he introduced it to her. And she goes, I haven't had it in so long. I want, like, this is what I'm missing. And I was like, I wanted to choke her after this. I was like, are you I thought it was a white man's disease.
Hold on.
I thought it was a white man's disease, bro.
Duncan
And she asked.
It's Duncan Hines.
She asked me. She asked me.
What is it? What is he?
She asked me to eat her ass.
Yeah, I told you, Duncan Hines. Eating the cakes, man.
She asked me to eat her ass, bro.
Toss the salad.
I didn't know, bro. I was young. I was in my early 20s. I never heard that in my life. Toss your salad. I don't know what the fuck. In my early 20s, she was hurting for me. So listen to this. Listen to me. She asked me to, as an African, you think I'm gonna fucking dive in the fucking abyss? I'm gonna eat your. Are you fucking crazy? An African man's gonna eat your ass? No, that's a white man disease. No African man's gonna eat your ass.
Trust me, there's African men out there eating ass.
So I don't want to know, bro. You don't understand. You don't understand.
Hold on,
Reggie, I know Chichi man. Yo, I know Bati man. I know them. Tunde knows where we grew up, and they would never say, "Yo, Russ, I want to eat that man's ass." Growing up where we come from, no, it would never. It would never happen. I never heard a man say, "Yo, look at her nails." Yo, fuck. I want to fuck with her because of her nails. Yo, look at them eyebrows. Yo, look at that. Or look at Russ. Tunde would be like, "Yo, Russ, look at her hair." It would never. She asked me to eat her ass. Listen, I'm not done.
It's funny because you're a chef and she says for you to touch your salad, bro. I'm done, bro.
You can be done. I don't care. I'm not. You can laugh. This is a true story, bro.
That's crazy.
This is a true story.
Chef, yo, gonna toss my salad.
Toss this. Get the fuck out of here. You're gonna ask me to eat your ass? And she's like, so I think it was maybe 2 years because I met her daughter when she was 3. So if you think about it, it was over 3 years that no one, what do you call it? Toss the salad, eat her ass, whatever the fuck. So what happened? And then she asked me, and I blew up. I was like, for 5 minutes, I was like, animals don't even fucking do that shit. And then what happened was, we're dating. So that was it. That was it. And I actually was shocked because, again, like I said, I knew gay guys. They wouldn't say that shit in front of me, and I never met a man say in my life that was with a girl at that time in my 20s to say, "Bro, I can't wait to eat." I never heard that shit in my fucking life.
All right. Hold on. We have to bring it down though, because I'm like, you're saying these are 2 situations now you've seen.
No, continue.
No, I know, but I'm saying you've had one red flag saying she challenged you or asked you to do something you didn't want to do. That's one. And then the next time about the money
what
thing,
I'm trying to say, Tunde, is she had a thing like an itch, literally an itch on her ass that she needed, and then we got to we got married, it went on, and what happened was, there was one time like years later that she's she's doing me good, and then she dove into the abyss. And I was like, what the fuck is this bitch doing?
Hold on. Like, what's the abyss?
I don't know if I want to know.
The abyss is dark.
I know what he's talking
about. The abyss is
Y'all know
dark.
what the abyss is.
I know, but I don't want to know.
So one time, can I talk? Let me tell you the story. So one time she dove in the abyss, and I guess she was thinking, okay, if I do it, and he sees, he's gonna want to do it for me because, again, she had an itch, okay, and then she and then she just went a little bit into the abyss, And I'll tell you one thing, man. Right now, it's all about Michael Jackson. Right now, there's everything's Michael Jackson. The movies, $600 million. If you watch the trailer of anything with Michael Jackson right now, it's how they always shows how his nephew is doing the what do you call it? He's doing the first time when Jackson's doing the moonwalk. And when he's done the moonwalk, what does he do? He take his feet goes like this. His feet goes like this. He goes like 5 feet tall. Yo, Bridget, he goes 5 feet taller. And what does he say? He goes, he. I can watch every trailer of Michael Jackson. And as soon as he does the biggest moonwalk, he goes on his toes and he goes, he. Bridget, when she went into the abyss and licked my ass, the only time I've ever did this, like my feet never did this in my life. And I said, he. Now, with Michael Jackson, with all the kids and all this shit and all these I never felt like a ballerina in my fucking life. I went like, Bridget, you jerk up. I'm like, woo, he. That was the first fucking time I ever did that in my fucking life. And it just comes out naturally. I don't know how Michael came out with the he, or the kids, or the ballerina. Bridget, that's a true fucking story. And the first thing I did, I went straight to the washroom. Now, let me tell you. Let me fast forward now.
Hold on, Devon.
Let me fast forward.
I have a question. Was that the last time you hee-heed? Was that the last time?
I never kissed. I only kissed her forehead for the next year.
I'm dying.
I only kissed her forehead for the next year. There's no jabs. Like, what the fuck are you doing? That's the first time. Like, Brethren, if someone eats your, like, you will, that's the only time your feet will be like, yo, what the fuck? It was a natural reaction. I was like, he.
So basically, her.
No, it's not a joke. I'm not. Do you see me laughing? I'm not laughing.
But
I'm telling you my reaction.
And you were down here.
But she thought, oh, maybe if I do it to him, he would do it to me.
She was testing the waters. She was just
not
testing the waters.
Not necessarily. What if she just wanted you to have that experience? What if she wanted to give you that? She knows.
So let me tell you. So let me tell you. Okay. No problem. Okay. So can I continue?
Okay.
Go ahead.
She knows if she knows how much pleasure it gave to you. Maybe she just wanted to give you that level of pleasure.
No. It was the pleasure she got from her
but
ex,
she's also trying to share that with you.
Yeah. She tried, but
it wasn't your cup of tea. But
it made you hee. If it made you hee,
that is a
I don't know why you don't want that kind of pleasure if it's giving you that kind of pleasure, because
I can't fault her for trying. I can't fault her for trying, but
no, she tried.
I said I can't fault her for trying, but I think she should have she should have asked for permission first, then to kind of do it like that.
Well,
right?
she knows asking.
But this is what I was trying to say, guys. She had an itch. She had an itch.
You said that. I understand.
She had an itch.
We've talked about this in many discussions that some couples tend to do things in relationships that they think they're allowed to do because you weren't really fond of this with the discussion you had before. I think she kind of violated you, and you are now, I guess, embarrassed and defensive because of it. And I get it. But at the same time, it happened, and
the only thing I can say today, bro, is tell me how my ass tastes. Tell me how my ass tastes. What else am I supposed to say today?
Was this pre-marriage or after?
Pre.
So you weren't married to her yet?
No. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Tell me how my ass tastes. Let me tell you after the marriage now. Let me go on after the marriage.
Hold on.
Can you answer the question though? So you still chose to marry her after you realized that she had an ick that you made you not want to kiss her on the mouth for a whole year. You still chose
swear to
to marry
God.
her.
But
Yeah.
you still married her though.
I'm asking you, still chose to marry
Yeah,
her.
2 years later, yeah.
So that is so that means that I hate to say it, not to disrespect.
No,
but
it never came up again.
Yeah,
it
but
never came up.
So that means that
No, so this is the point that I'm trying to make you understand today.
Okay, bring it in.
She still needed that.
Okay.
That was her, like, that was an itch that literally on her ass that she had.
But you're saying she never asked
I'm
again.
telling you, after, bro.
Did she ask again for it?
It would never. I don't do anal. Your ass is for shit to come out and nothing to go in.
I'm asking
That's the way my belief is.
Did she ask
never
you
again? No, never again. Never.
Okay.
The whole ass, anal.
Okay.
I'm not dealing with that.
That's just a mental note. I understand. Okay, go on, finish it off.
So now you understand. We were married for 15 years, but she cheated on me for 6 years.
Right.
Before the 15. Okay.
Right.
And the person that she met,
right.
Okay. I never met him, but she only, when I say recently, I would say, again, we've been separate for 7 years. She only posted a picture of him in the last year. In 7 years. Okay. She only it's very recent that she posted a picture of him together to say, this is the guy that I'm with. Even though her family was like, they know this, like, whatever. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. I don't, whatever. But it took her 7 years to post a picture of her and him on social media. This motherfucker, all of us on this right now, if we had an apple, we could bite that half an apple, all of us together. This motherfucker, if he had a mango, he would kill that mango on easy on one side. So what I'm saying is, I'm so happy for her that she found a man, and she's not a fat girl, she's skinny. She found a motherfucker that can eat her ass, eat her punani at the same time, and if he had to put his tongue in the middle, her soul would feel it. Her soul would be like, oh my God, I can feel it too. She found a man, and I'm so happy for her that can eat both holes at the same time. Bro, you can't compete with that. When he puts his tongue in the middle, her soul. Did you hear what I said? Her soul will feed it.
Are you regretting that you never do it?
This motherfucker's mouth can feed a pumpkin.
Are you regretting it though? Are you regretting you didn't do it?
I can't compete with that, bro. And if he sticks his tongue in the middle, her soul will feed it.
So you're saying if you did that, you think you'd still be married?
I can't bite a pineapple.
Can I say something? Just an observation. Yes. In my finite years.
What I'm saying is, I'm happy that you found. So she was searching for years.
Can I just say something?
Hold on.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
So, the original question, to some degree, was, what is your accountability in this? And
okay,
hold on.
There's two more stories.
Hold on. I just want to make sure when you're going to give us the two more stories in some direction. So the original question was, what is your accountability? Now, while you also said that we as men tend to take responsibility when things don't work out, I think we as men, in that responsibility, also find a way to excuse our accountability. And you could do both things at the same time.
I did that.
Meaning that, and for this example specifically, I haven't really heard your accountability aside from it being attached to what she was wrong for. So you said she had an itch that you couldn't satisfy. That's still more on her.
I couldn't scratch that ass.
Yeah, but that's still more on her. quote
That's
unquote.
her.
That's
That's
not.
her.
No,
That's not really on you.
she needed that.
No,
Yeah,
what
but
about
that's not
you?
really on you.
You.
That's not
No.
That's
your.
not on you.
That's not your issue.
Right.
Okay,
That's not even really an issue. But
okay,
that's
Slang.
her.
Let me answer. Let me answer, Slang. Okay. Did I talk about how we tried to have a child? Did
Yes,
I talk
you did.
about?
And that was
Okay.
also
Again,
constructed.
That's not on you.
That she was disappointed that you were not willing to have a child with her.
Okay. So let me tell you guys about one more thing.
Okay, hold on. No, sorry. This, from what I understand, so we are supposed to have a dialogue. This whole thing is about having dialogue. And right now, it just feels like you just want to bash your ex right now.
I'm not trying to bash my ex. This is the truth.
And
it's not.
and right now you want to paint yourself as a victim because there's no accountability and you haven't answered one question that we've asked you.
Well, if you saw the first episode,
I did. You have not answered one question that we have asked you because this is supposed to be about answering questions about the first episode and you've taken this opportunity to be like, oh,
well, no, like I said, I was gonna answer
let me bash people. Let me show you how everybody hates her, not just me. This girl is the worst person on the face of the planet and she represents women, and this is why women shouldn't be trusted because of this one woman that did you wrong because you chose to be with her for the reason that you haven't answered that question either of like because my question is what was so amazing about her that made you marry her even though she had
That's
million red flags telling you that she was going to try and take advantage of you monetarily. She wasn't going to be sexually satisfied with you because she wanted things that you weren't willing to do, and she clearly maybe had different options. So let's just keep it at the two.
That's keep it at the two. That's a direct accountability question. What made you?
That's a direct accountability question. So
what made you say I do?
What made you?
Okay, can I speak? Okay. if all of you were here at my condo with your partners plus 10, if you were all here in my penthouse with your partners plus 10, and the only person that I know is Tunde, and my ex doesn't know any of you plus 10, by the time you leave, you will all say, wow, she's an amazing person. My ex was an amazing, she can work the room.
How is this answering the question?
Let him go. Let him finish. Let
him cook. Yeah, I'm digging what he's saying. I think she.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Just relax. Relax.
We're all relaxed. Please. Go ahead.
Do you know how many few people can work a room?
Yeah.
With 10 plus 15?
And one of those.
I do it all the time.
Okay, hold on. 10 plus 15. This is okay, maybe you guys don't understand my people that I work in the room. I work with politicians. I work with media. I work with people I work with billionaires and millionaires. Mm-hmm. That's the difference. Maybe I have to explain that.
Not really. Doesn't make a difference to me. Working the room is working.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. People are people. But go on. So you're saying she can put on a show.
Okay, you're telling me that if I'm working on a gig to get a billionaire's contract and I need someone that knows how to work the room, you can do that for me?
Yes.
I can turn into Clark Kent and I can turn into Superman real quick. I've been on TV, bro. I've been in the prison, bro.
Now
know
to
how
your
to work a room.
point. Now to your point.
reality show. I've been on
To your
two.
You know what?
But
It takes a
Rasool, to your
certain. It
point.
takes a
But to
certain.
your
It takes a
point.
certain.
But to your
It takes a
point.
certain.
But to your
It
point.
takes a
But to your
certain
point, though.
skill
But to your
and a
point. But to your
personality. It
point.
takes a certain skill
Absolutely.
and personality
But to your
to
point, maybe your
know how to
point
do
is
that.
specifically the business that you're speaking of. Maybe specific knowledge of the business or of the investment. That part I may not know. I can honestly say that. But if we're talking about just being personable, being relatable, being able to talk to people in a room.
No. I'm talking about getting the deal done.
No, but that's different
than
working.
I can do
I'm talking about getting it signed.
That's a business deal.
Yeah.
You're talking about a business deal. You're not talking about working in a room. That's different.
Yeah. So my ex was.
She's a closer.
She's a closer.
She's the person that can close a deal
she
for
can
you.
Close. She can close $1 million deals all
Fair
the
enough.
time.
Yeah. Okay,
that's different.
That's
okay, but
that's
a skill. That's a skill that takes. What I'm trying to say is, yeah. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that she has a specific skill that we both had together because I couldn't do it without her and she couldn't do it without me. Yeah, I don't. I mean, if you think you can come into the ballroom with the places that I go to and think that you can work the room with me, good luck. Bullshit. I don't believe you. Because I've done it. I've done it. I've done it not 100 times, 1,000 times. Okay, guys, I stand shoulder to shoulder with people that are dealing with Oprah, and I can prove it to you, and people who deal with the Prime Minister today. Yeah, that's who I am. And I deal with all of them in between. Okay, we close the deals on that stuff.
Okay, but hold on. I'm going to stop you right now. You're selling everybody else short, like they don't have abilities to do this. Just because you've seen it and you've done it doesn't mean I've never done it. I've been on TV. I've been on commercials. I've been asked to work a room. I was asked on a national level to go represent the federal prisons of Canada. You know what that means? That means everyone that was working where I was working, they asked me to be on film. So yes,
I get it. Tunde, I work in the. Yes, Tunde, I work in the film industry.
Yes,
I work with actors, directors, and producers. I've been on television so many times I can't even count.
All right, but
I'm not. All I'm trying to. You asked me about my ex-wife.
Yeah.
You asked me about my ex-wife, and all I'm trying to make you understand. I'm not comparing myself to you. All I'm trying to say is that she asked me about my ex-wife, and what I'm trying to tell you is that we closed the deals.
Here's the thing.
That's what she was asking, and she was like, "I'm trying to throw her under the bus and all this stuff and blah blah blah." I'm here trying to make you understand. This is her value. This is what we used to do together, and there's more. But you guys are trying to tell me I've been on television. I can't count how many times I've been on television.
Yeah, what I'm saying is
I can't even count how many times I've been in newspapers. I can't count how many times I've been on radio.
Hold on, let me talk. Let me just say something.
She asked me about my ex-wife, and I'm trying to tell you. This is what we used to do.
Okay, so let me say this. Let me just say this. The point we were making is that we are all capable of things.
Everybody is.
And I know you want to tell the story from your perspective. So it's your perception. We are the outsiders speaking to your perception. So I know it could be, you could be taking offense to us challenging your perspective. But that's the point of a conversation. That's the point of us having this entire show, is to question it, is to challenge you. Now, if our challenges make you feel like you need to belittle us, hey, I'm not taking the bait, bro. I'm not taking the bait. I've done nothing. I'm nobody. But I will tell you this. I'm still able and capable.
Okay, when you're
trying to... Let me finish, please.
Okay.
Please just let me finish. Because that's part of the thing.
All I said was I'm not trying to belittle you.
Go ahead.
All I said was I'm not trying to belittle you. I was trying to answer her question. And then it grew.
Okay, but here's I'm going to stop you right now, because here's the thing: you're saying things that are irrelevant to the actual answer. Whether you are in the movie industry, closing the deal, whatever, that's irrelevant. What made you choose her? And I'm not talking on a business.
She's a deal closer. She's a deal closer.
But business is different from love. What did you love about her to make you choose her after you saw every single red flag that you saw? Why did you pick her?
So,
then
damn good question.
Marrying her versus hiring her.
Yes. So right now you're telling me that
if it's about business, if it's about business, you could have hired her to be your business manager, to be your representative, to be your PR, do your marketing. You could have hired her as a sales representative, but what made you choose to marry her?
What made you love her? That's what I'm asking. What made you love her? I can tell you, I have an ex.
So
I have a daughter with my ex. You know what I loved about her? She made me feel important. She brought me into her family, and I was one of them. We broke up. Yeah, she did me dirty. But at the same time, I can tell you why she was the way, why I fell for her. So I'm asking you, why did you fall for your ex? And we're not talking business and closing. What did she do for you to make you marry her?
Can I talk?
Go ahead.
Why do you keep asking that? Like you don't talk.
No, because every time I tried to, I was getting cut off.
No, that's not true.
Everybody let you talk.
It's okay. Go ahead. Answer, please. Let him answer. Let him answer. Please. Let him answer. Let him answer.
To be clear.
Go ahead.
Go on. Rasool, let's go. Let us know.
I never started my business until 7 years after we got married. Okay. So how did I get married to her to start my business? What's your name, Donna? Whatever your name is.
Her name is Devon.
Sorry.
Why did you marry her? Why did you?
Okay, she said to me, she said all these things about business. I didn't start my business till 6-7 years into the marriage.
So why did you marry her?
But why did you marry her?
We connected in a way, and our humor, we laughed at the same jokes. We got along very well in the beginning. And she did a great job of showing me a different person. And if you rewind and show this to your public in our first episode, I said in the first 3 years, I said, if you rewind that, I said slang. I said to her, I didn't know who you were. In the first 3 years.
Okay.
So meaning in the first 3, when I got married to her, she was a different person.
Okay.
And if you replay back, I said, if you look back to your guys' own video, I said after 3 years, I said, I didn't know who you were a different person.
Okay.
And I didn't start my company. I wasn't using her. She never did anything for my company or my business. I did my company on myself, on my own. All the media, everything that I did was on my own after 6-7 years into the marriage.
Okay. But I'm trying to find that point. So before the 3 years, what made you go down on a knee and say, I love you? I want you to be with me. Yes, jokes and whatnot. What else? There's got to be more.
Well, what else is there? Like you fall, like you're in a relationship, you fall in love with someone, like this is it. You think that's what else? What else?
We're asking you.
Okay,
what?
Then you tell me, Tunde. You fill me in. What did I miss? What did I miss that I just told you, but you're telling me that what did I miss? Like any other average man at the age of like 23, 24 years old, okay, I'm with this person, and then again, like I said, if you look at your other episode and play this back in, I said to her after 3 years, I'm like, I don't know who you are.
Okay, so what was she at that point before the whole 3 years, after the 3 years? How was she?
She was
before?
amazing. She was amazing. She was
Why?
amazing.
That's what I'm asking.
In
Why?
what
What did
way?
she do?
In what way?
What did she do to be so amazing that all of a sudden she flipped after 3 years? What did she do to make you feel amazing?
She did everything that a woman would do to make a man say, I do.
Is she
Which are?
did she do all the things that your current woman is doing for you right now?
Well, that's apples and oranges. Everything, you can't compare that. What my woman is doing for me now is it's incomparable. That's like saying your first child doesn't do what your second child does, because maybe your first child does something and your second child doesn't. You can't compare that. How can you compare that if I met a woman 20 years ago and then I meet someone today? How do you compare that?
So the things you wanted were different 20 years ago.
How does that make sense?
I'll explain it to you. I'll explain it to you.
How does the first child? How does the first child and the second child? I'll explain it to you. Compare?
Not the first child and second child, but I'll explain it to you. What?
But a woman from 20 years ago.
I can explain it to you.
I can
explain it to you.
Okay, explain to me like when you told me when.
Let me explain it to you.
Like no, hold on.
Let me explain it to you.
Explain it to me like when you said to me when I said like when you don't have insurance but you have better brakes the second time. Explain it to me like that. Explain it to me like that.
Okay, so unless you're saying that what you wanted at 20 is different than what you want now, because you've compared the two. You've compared your ex to your current, saying that your current is amazing in comparison. But you've also said that the first 3 years, your ex was amazing. So is amazing different in those two times? Or is the amazing comparable? Because that's what she's asking. Is your ex-wife's amazing?
Nothing equal to my ex-wife in the first 3 years to even the woman I'm with today in the first month.
Which was better? Sorry, which was better?
The one that I'm with, I'm saying the first month of the woman I'm with today, which is going to be almost 7 years, doesn't compare the first month to the first 3 years with my ex-wife.
Okay. So what you wanted then is different than what you want now.
No.
No,
you're putting Sal, you're putting words in my mouth.
I'm asking a question.
Okay, so can I explain? What the woman that I have today, what she did to me in our first month compared to what my ex-wife did, like you said, 3 years, it doesn't compare.
But why? Which one is better? We're trying to understand.
Yeah, which
one
is it different?
Was better?
The current one is better.
Yes, but I'm trying to ask why.
In less time. That's all I can.
She did more in less time.
That's what I'm gathering.
But my question is why? What did she do better in a month that you had with your ex that you had in 3 years before the change? What was done differently?
Can I ask all three of you?
Yeah.
Why do you need to know what she did in the first month compared to why do you need to know what my girl did in my first month? Why do you need to know when I'm telling you it was better? But like you need to know details? Is that what you're asking me? Like I'm telling you that what she did to me in my first month compared to what my ex-wife did in 3 years, that should be sufficient enough for you to say, okay. But you're asking me, you want to know, I can go into details, but I'm shocked that you're asking me, what was it that she did in 1 month compared to what your ex-wife did in 3 years? Why do you want to know that? When I'm telling you enough that I'm telling you it was sufficient enough for me, that's enough. Now explain to me, and if you give me a reason, I'll give you details, and then we'll see.
Okay.
So tell me the details that you want to know in the first month.
I will. All right. Go on.
What do you mean this guy? What do you mean this guy? You're asking me the first month.
Because you complain about people not letting you know.
I already told you it was enough.
I'll just tell you what.
Go on. Ask your question.
I'll tell you what I mean. I'm just going to tell you what I mean.
Tell him what.
I'm telling you, I'm happier.
Toks is the one asking the question.
In the first month.
You asked me to explain, and I'll explain. Okay. So you made a comment that you said for both women, you said the exact same thing. The thing that made you, that was amazing for both of them. So your current partner in the first month and your ex in the first 3 years was the thing that was amazing. They were doing everything that a woman should be doing for her man. And you said the exact same thing for both of them, but you said they were different. So that's why we just want to understand what was different. I don't understand, because you said the same thing about it, but I just want to understand it. We're just looking for clarity. That's all.
Here, I'm gonna break it down. Hold on. I'm gonna break it down. Hold on. I'm gonna break it down. No.
Well, how can you break it down?
Rasool, you're on my show. Chill the fuck out.
I know it's your show, but
stop.
It's my relationship to explain.
Hold on. No,
it's my relationship to explain.
Here's the thing. You've been talking in circles for an hour and 30 minutes. You have not answered a question in specific. You have been dancing around specifics all this time. If you give me a flat out answer, then we can say, okay, we get it. But you ain't. You keep on going from one situation to the next situation without addressing the first situation. Then you want to go to the third situation, and you want to use that to fuel the second and the first. It was a simple question on why did you marry this woman? I don't want specifics. If you said she makes your heart freaking flutter, okay. If you said she makes you great freaking pancakes in the morning, all right. If you said she makes you feel a certain way, all right. I don't want details. I want to know what made you feel for your ex-wife to make you marry her. That's what I wanted to know. And how does that compare differently to the one you're with right now? Because you're saying you're on cloud 9 with this woman, so there's no red flags at all with this woman, and I get that. You're in love. You've been here with her in a minute, and I'm happy for you. But you came on the show to explain the situation you had in your past, but really you haven't said anything about it other than talking about a possible pregnancy that you didn't want to go with, the fact that she wanted to use child support money to fund her freaking expenses or whatnot, and a sexual act that you didn't want to participate in. Please tell me, why did you choose this woman if you saw all these red flags?
Yeah, no, those are all great questions, guys. I mean, we actually had a connection that we would literally finish each other's sentences that people say that I never experienced prior to that. We would laugh at the same jokes that other people wouldn't see the humor of that. You know, other people were like, why I don't understand the humor, but we would understand the humor. And that was kind of like, you know, my understanding was like, you know what, we had the same understanding. Okay. Like meaning like we saw each other in a different level like that. And she would forgive me, you know, for whatever my thing was, and I would forgive her for her thing was. And I never met a person like that at the time where, you know, we would laugh at the same stupid shit, you know, and yeah, at the time. So for me, I was like, she's the one. And there were probably other things too. And I apologize to everybody on the panel. But there's actually one thing I want to share to everybody on this, if I can. Is it okay? And I apologize to everybody. You know, I was going, you know, like, again, I'm going passionate. Okay, no, but you have to understand, like we've been separated for like almost 8 years. And I'm like going back into something where, you know, when you move on with someone else and you left someone else, you know, you throw in the vault, you forget about it. And it comes back. And this has actually not been easy for me, to be honest with you. And I hope you appreciate that, everybody on the panel,
1000%.
to understand someone who was cheating on me for 6 years of our marriage. You understand? Like, it was difficult. And there's actually something that I've been holding on to talk about with you today that blew me away last year. I never thought I would ever talk about something about my ex-wife when we were together. And if I can I talk about it?
Yeah, we got a little bit of time. Go ahead.
Okay. Tunde, my birthday less than a year ago last year was my 45th. And I had my birthday. You've been to my penthouse. We have a party room in the build in the condo,
Basement,
right?
Yep.
In the basement, right? And even the only person that came out from our people was Victor and his wife. And he came out and represent.
Okay.
And you know, we had maybe 80, 90 people show up. Now, my neighbor, literally adjacent to me, is someone in my mother's age. Okay, like she's like a mother, like, you know, she's in my mother's age group. Like, she's elder, right?
Gotcha.
She's in her 70s. Okay, and my daughter, I consider her my daughter. She's 25. She came out to my birthday party with her boyfriend, whatever. And we had a great time, amazing time. And the 80, 90 people were there, partied and all that stuff. When it was time to wrap up and everything, my girl Bang, because our neighbor's elderly and, you know, it was late, she helped her to bring her back to the condo, to her condo. Now, what I want to tell you about this neighbor about me, she's the only person that has a key to my condo. She literally she can open my condo right now. She has a key to my condo. And the reason why she has a key to my condo is because there's been situations in the building when I used to travel, when I wouldn't be here. There were times where people had to come in, or there were times where we had a crazy flipping ice storm here, and there was no power in the buildings, and then everything was flooding out from the fridge and stuff like that. So my own family doesn't have a key to my condo. My neighbor, she has a key to my condo. When times where, you know, packages would be dropped off and people would steal shit from in front of, you know what I'm saying? Like, there were times like that in the past, you know. So she has a key to my condo. And the relationship that we have is immaculate. I don't know how to explain it. Like, even not just with the woman I'm with today, but even with my ex-wife and Athena. Like, she saw Athena grow up in our condo. Okay. So when my birthday happened, she came and she saw Athena, and she was so happy to see Athena. Last time she saw Athena was when my ex-wife left 8 years prior to that. So Athena was 17. Now Athena was 24, 25, whatever it was. Okay. When my ex was bringing her up back from the party to her condo, my ex says, "Oh my God, I forgot to ask Athena if she had a brother or sister." And Bang, my girl Bang, her name is Bang. Bang goes, "What do you mean?" She goes, "No, I forgot to ask Athena when I was downstairs to ask her if she had a brother or sister." And Bang goes, "She has a brother and sister, because my ex-wife's previous, he remarried and he has a
kids. Yeah.
what do you call it? A boy and a son. So she goes, "What are you talking about? She already has a brother and sister." She goes, "No, no, 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 no. Ethel, my ex-wife, told her she was pregnant."
So sorry. So when you guys were still married and she walked her back to her apartment, at that time your ex-wife told her that she was pregnant.
Okay, no, no, no. My girl is walking her to the apartment and she hasn't seen Athena since me and my ex-wife separated 7 years prior. Do you understand? So my stepdaughter, who used to come here on every other weekend when me and my ex-wife were married, she hasn't seen her since since the time we separated to my birthday party. It's been like 7 years.
Okay.
She hasn't seen her, even though my stepdaughter, she would come by and see me, like birthdays or like my birthday, Christmas, whatever. But she never saw the neighbor.
Okay.
And my neighbor is saying to my ex, I forgot to ask her, did she have a brother or sister?
Okay.
So my ex is saying, what the hell are you saying? She has a brother and a sister with her dad, with his wife.
Right.
And she goes, no. When she left, she's now telling my woman the story. She goes, no, when Rasool went to Mauritius, meaning 2 weeks after me and my ex, like when she left, 2 weeks after I was back home.
Yeah.
And my neighbor was at a bus stop and my ex saw her at the bus stop and said, hey, I'll take you home. So she got into the car. And my ex told her she was pregnant. So my ex left me January 1st, January 20th, something like that, like whatever, 2.5 weeks, saw her at a bus stop and said, hey, jump in the car. I'm going by the condo. I'll drop you home. And on the way, she's telling my neighbor. And you know what? I'm not shocked by this. It's a rumor and said I'm pregnant. Now, January 1st, November 20th, we were in Trinidad. Me and her. November, we were in Trinidad. Husband and wife. Living it up. We were in Trinidad and Tobago. We went to both islands. So I never heard my neighbor. She obviously told my neighbor, don't ever say anything. I'm just telling you I'm pregnant. So the reason why I know my neighbor was telling the truth. Now, my ex never had the baby. She never went through with the baby. This is why I know my neighbor was telling the truth. So remember, Slang, when you were asking me last time, signs and all that, remember you were asking me?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So December, imagine, I've been with this woman for 15 years. 1 month before she left, she always came into the bedroom to change her clothes. Meaning like your husband and wife. You come to the bedroom, put your like naked. Naked, right? Like just husband and wife, right?
Yeah.
1 month before she left me, she was changing in the washroom. And yeah, when you were asking me, I was like, fuck, that's something that I didn't think about. she was changing. She would bring her clothes to the bathroom and change there. So I would not see her body. I could not. No, Bridget, you understand? Like, you know, when you're like, well, this is something like, you know, like 15 years. Like, this is what you do. Like, me too. Like, come from the bathroom, take off, get, you know, go in the bedroom. That's what you do as husband and wife.
Right.
But she would take her clothes 1 month, maybe 5 weeks, whatever, you know, whatever, to the washroom and change there. It's a rumor. So when her daughter came here in December, my neighbor told me that in the summer. I asked her daughter, I said, Athena, did your mom ever tell you she was pregnant with, like, she's like, no, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I said, oh, okay. Okay. Which I'm trying to make you understand what makes sense. If she was pregnant, let's say October, left January, and then had this baby, and I already told you, Tunde, I already knew 2 years prior she was trying to get pregnant with me so she could get that check. You know what I'm saying? If she knew he was the dad and had him, everybody in her family, being Catholic, would say, but he was the dad and you were married to Russell still. You get me? So my neighbor, I'm not going to disbelieve her. You get me? But I'm trying to tell you, 1 month before she left, I found it strange that she was going to the bathroom to change her clothes.
There's a chance that she possibly lost the baby. Because if she's
no, I'm not.
No, was she like in her 40s at that time?
I don't. Oh, so she's in her 50s. She's 5. She's
but at that
5
time,
years.
At that
she's
time,
5 years my senior.
Yeah,
at
so
that
at
time,
the
she was in the
she would have
40s.
been in her 40s, right?
Late.
Yeah. So she got pregnant. She has a geriatric pregnancy. If she loses the baby, traumatic time for her, right?
No. I know. But I'm just saying, like, she was infamous. When I say infamous, she was infamous to share personal information with like I'd be like, why'd you tell this person? I would hear, I was like, why'd you tell that person that? Like, that's something you should tell, you know, your mother. Like, she was infamous. So meaning she was probably going through that. And then her neighbor that she knew for a long time, maybe 7 years. And then she, you know, told her to come in the car and she shared that information. The point is, the neighbor she obviously told that neighbor, don't ever tell Rasool. So she never told me. The way that the neighbor recounted was to say she didn't know what happened with the pregnancy. She just forgot to ask her daughter, was it a boy or girl? She's like, I forgot to ask that. And then my girl's like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh my, no. And then she goes, I was never told. She told me never to tell Russell. Yeah, this is, and then she told her the story. She thought she had the baby. Right. So she lost it. I don't know. And I can't confirm that. And she never told anyone in the family, but what I'm trying to make you understand is this neighbor is a person that if I had a heart attack, she would break down the door with her key and save my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
trust what she says.
Yeah, there's no reason for her to make that up.
Right.
And like, again, the way that she was telling the story was like, oh, you know, I saw her daughter after since she left, I forgot to ask her if she had a brother or sister. It was innocent, the way she was putting it out. You get me? So Tunde, so another reason I'm trying to say why she left was she knew she was pregnant.
And it probably wasn't yours.
Yeah. So she.
I was gonna say to what you were even saying, Devin.
We were in Trinidad
I
in
don't
November.
think it even mattered because she might not even know whose it is, and that's part of the embarrassment.
That's exactly right, bro.
So the whole
she didn't. Even, she probably was like, I don't know who the right. You get that?
She may
you
not
get
even
that?
know whose it is.
You get that? So she was like, yo, you get that?
So now
there,
again,
I've been there.
If again, I'm playing that if game, and if she had the baby, and it was yours, I'm just playing the if game.
I'd be bankrupt.
Now hold on, the question.
I'd be bankrupt.
No. The question is, if she had the baby, and you find out it is yours, would you have reconciled, or would you have tried to make it work for that child? No. Okay.
No. She was cheating. I found out from. Remember, her sister-in-law told me she was cheating with that man for 6 years.
Again, it's just an honest question. Some people do that. That's why I'm asking because
no.
And I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong to do that because again, you have to kind of think 5 steps ahead. You know, this person is already doing this, but now all of a sudden she pops in with a baby and like, oh well. You know, but I just wanted to make sure that your thought process was that. But okay.
No. If she had the baby and I found out it was mine, 100% that's my baby. But no.
Okay.
Nothing with her. No.
I get you. Hey, you know what? You've unpacked a lot. You've unpacked a lot, man. I mean,
probably not as much as you wanted to.
Yeah, he brought it all out though.
Part 3 on the way.
Yeah, it's folks, tune in, bro. We gonna be bigger than Michael Jackson.
The better trilogy than Rocky. I'll tell you that.
Yep.
No, when you cut this off, you see how it is, man.
Yeah.
No, but gentlemen and ladies, this is you have to understand, I don't know.
It's
therapy. No, because again, like as men, we just accept it, and then I was fortunate when you guys brought this out, and I want to thank you both for doing that because I shared it to people on her side and my side, and they both came back and said, did you forget about that? You just took responsibility of just saying, hey, you were just you were working and that's why it all happened. And I just want to say thank you for that. And on top of that, a lot of them on both sides they actually said sorry to me. Even people on her side of the family said sorry because they were like, because I never went out and said, hey, do you know what she did to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the first time I'm speaking about it. And we're talking like 7-8 years later, but this is a good platform to do this. Yeah.
Hey, we appreciate you, man. Again, there's not a lot of people are brave enough to tell their story. Again, they'll take that stuff to the grave and they will absorb the anger, the disappointment, the embarrassment,
and take responsibility and just say it was all my fault.
Right. So again, we thank you for that. Again, again, like
and I apologize if I disrespected anybody tonight. And and just
it's passion, man. That's all.
It's just it's very it's a deep
I get it, and I get it, and that's why I said I have love for you.
I apologize.
No. Again, it's all love, man. We are here to help and heal. I tell people all the time, Devin especially knows that because of this show, I've become a better person, or I'm looked at as a better person. I see myself a better person. So this might be your door to seeing and healing and whatnot. So again, it's all love, brother. You just keep on sharing. That's all. Get it all out. Get it all out of your system. And then, in a year from now, when you see this back, I'm like, yo, remember when I was on this show? Man, I was angry, or I was upset, or I was embarrassed. You can definitely look back and say, yo, I'm a different person now. Or your woman that you have right now, she's like, yo, you feel lighter now. You feel lighter, just like Devin told me that. She told me I looked lighter last time I talked to her. Don't laugh. I took that to heart, Devin. I was feeling good.
There you go.
I was feeling good.
There you go.
I was feeling good. So I'm like, you know what? This is what we need for us to just come out and just be and say what we need to say. Get it out of the system. Be vulnerable and just let it all out. Because once it's out, who's going to judge you? Nobody. It's gone out of your system, right? But again, we will definitely reconvene again, maybe part 3 in a couple weeks. Who knows? We'll see if you have something else to say. I don't mind it. It's probably going to go viral again. I'm thinking 100,000. That's what I'm thinking.
Yo, you guys told me, son, 82,000?
82,000, man.
Yo, when he told me, I was like, get the.
I think it's like 84 now. I think it's somewhere.
It is. It's still going. It's still going. We always checking it. It's viral.
Well, it's how you chop this one up now, and
don't worry. No, leave it to.
I wish you all the best for that. I wish you all the best for that.
Again, we thank you.
And
I also want to.
I no, but you know what? You're right. I am being vulnerable. I am coming out, and I was being honest. And even being honest, you might see like, yo, don't take it disrespectful. I'm just it's not easy, man, to fucking just come out here and just it's not. It's not.
All the love in the world.
So don't take anything at all.
Not at all.
And I appreciate this. And then if there's anything I can do to help you guys get this bigger and global, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah.
I just wanted to say I appreciate
Devar. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, Devar. Am I saying it right? I apologize. I'm not. Devon. Okay, my bad.
It's all right. Okay, Slang, you were saying?
I just wanted to say I appreciate you for coming on the show for the second time. I more appreciate the apology. I want to recognize that not that you have to do it, and most men wouldn't do it. So that's big of you in itself. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate you taking your time and giving us your story and your vulnerability. None of those things are easy. Don't mistake my passion for anger. I'm a passionate person and emotional at times. I own that. So there's nothing wrong with being that. We all should.
Not good, bro.
All good, man. All right, folks. That's it. We've hit 2 hours, man. It's time to get to bed.
It's 2 hours? Oh, shit.
Yeah, right. It's 2 hours. We've been talking 2
hours. Get the fuck out of here.
All right, folks. It's again Darkness with the Ginger Hue. Our special guest, Rasool, Miss Devon M.D. Jones, and my homeboy Slang. We'll see you again next time. Peace and love. We are out. Peace.